Some areas could pick up a little more in the way of some light snow. Others, mainly rain. We'll show you who gets what just ahead.
It's been quite an expensive winter so far.
Snow, rain, and flooding, it's all impacted parts of southern Kentucky.
What's been an eyesore to neighbors may soon look a whole lot different. We're talking with developers about what they're putting in place of the old Spencerian College.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good evening. The end is in sight, at least for a while. After seeing snowfall the last several days, we're tracking one last light snow tonight.
It is another First Alert Severe Weather Day here at WKYT. We begin with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. How much snow could some folks see tonight?
You know, local inch or two across parts of southern Kentucky a possibility. Not as much as some of those hot spots picked up last night. I was noticing that cam behind you guys from Morehead State University. One of the areas that picked up 4 to 5 inches of snow last night in a localized band that really laid it down into parts of east central Kentucky. Right now, picking up on a little bit of rain snow mix on our E-Town cam and heading toward parts of London as well. Again, this mainly impacting areas along and south of 64. You can really see where precipitation is occurring. Look at Covington, 38 degrees. You got 34 Somerset and Danville with a little light rain and light snow beginning to mix in, and we've got pockets of out and out light snows that are falling from the skies. Defender Radar Network is picking up on the rain and the light snow. That northern edge, oh so close to parts of central Kentucky. Southern tier of counties, little snow, little rain coming down here into Monticello toward the Campbellsville area. Will cover the ground at times. Heaviest snow today has been across the western part of Kentucky, where I'm seeing reports on my Kentucky Weather Twitter feed of better than a couple of inches out there. Local 1 or 2 inches. This isn't a widespread system that will lay down that inch or two across the entire area. I've painted in the light blue, but that is the area that has the best chance of picking up some local accumulations. But with temperatures at or just above freezing right now, you've got the rain, you've got the snow doing a little fight across parts of southern Kentucky. Speaking of fighting, a taste of spring fights in for part of that 7-day forecast. We'll break that down when I come back in about 15.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. All of this snow, rain, and flooding has been a headache for many people in southern Kentucky.
And while road crews try to keep up with the changing weather conditions, drivers are trying to get around all the flooded streets. Phil Pendleton has a look at the issues in Laurel and Pulaski counties. It's our top story at 5:30.
Rick Sawyers walked outside today to see that his front yard had turned into a lake.
Well, with all the snow, and yesterday it was warm and the snow melting and all the rain on it, it just overnight it was like this.
Happy Hollow Road is covered in water. You cannot see the other side, as if the road just ends in a lake. The site is similar on Laurel River Road. Sawyers says one end of the road being blocked is making travel tougher.
It's probably 15-20 minutes added onto the trip.
In Somerset, the weather has created a different kind of headache.
Because that hole was punched.
Clearing all the streets and roads of ice and snow has really taken its toll on the city's fleet of plow trucks.
We've had some plow damages, we've had some truck issues, and maintenance-wise, it's been quite an expensive winter so far.
Heavy and wet snow and just moving it has left its mark on blades and mechanical gear, not to mention the men that operate it.
They're a little tired. We're still working as of now. We're just getting finished up from the round last night.
Every element of precipitation becoming big issues for everyone to deal with.
Because last night I went to bed and it was snowing, and woke up this morning and it was flooded.
In Laurel and Pulaski counties, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
The Somerset Street Department director says they have plenty of salt for future snowfalls. And while there is still snow on the ground in Montgomery County, most of it has melted off of the roads, and that is what has county officials concerned. EMA Director Wesley Delk says while there is not an immediate flood risk, it's always on the back of his mind.
With the amount of rain, the amount of snow we've had, we could see a more moderate or even medium to severe flooding event. We're just watching the forecasts and making preparations.
Delk says he is monitoring several spots in the county that may experience some minor flooding the next few days.
Part of an eastern Kentucky highway is closed tonight because of a rock fall around 2 this morning. Highway officials say a coal truck hit a rock along Kentucky 80 near the Floyd-Knott County line. Rocks fell and covered all 4 lanes. Crews cleaned up most of the rocks, but there is a boulder in one of the eastbound lanes. The Highway Department has hired a company to come in and break it down. Highway officials say this is not an unusual problem in the winter.
With these rocks, it's more or less where the temperature gets cold and then everything starts warming up, starts causing them to fall.
The Highway Department says they hope to have that boulder cleaned up sometime tomorrow. Remember, you can get the very latest radar, forecast, and weather headlines on WKYT.com and the WKYT News app as well. You can download it for free in the app or Google Play stores.
It has been an eyesore for years. The northeast corner of Winchester and New Circle Roads in Lexington used to be home to the old Continental Inn.
Now it's just an empty lot with a vacant building nearby that used to be Spencerian College. But soon developers say you'll start seeing a lot of changes. New at 5:30, Kristen Kennedy talks with the pair reviving the old Spencerian College building.
This property isn't the first Troy Turner and his father have made new.
We love this area over here, and it's drastically growing, and we just seen something that if we did a little bit of upkeep to it and took care of and put our personal touch to it, that we could, as he says, turn tragic into magic.
Turner's father, Ron, grew up less than a mile from the building they're now working on. They own several close by, and this one, where Winn-Dixie sold groceries and Spencerian College held classes, will soon have the capacity to hold several separate tenants.
We're going to redo the whole new parking, all brand new landscaping. It'll be well lit.
People living in this area say they haven't seen business on this property in years, and they're hoping that new business brings more business.
I do think more stuff over here would bring more to the town. And even possibly give this part of town a better part of the name.
Just as long as it helps themselves or their business or bring up revenue for whatever reason.
The Turners will break ground in the next 30 to 45 days. Their property is the start of a big revitalization.
There's a new Infiniti dealership coming here right next door. So with what they've done with this, in which they're going to do a phenomenal job with that, we've seen the plans on it. It's going to be beautiful. And then, so we just parlayed to what we're going to do here. And, you know, with this whole Winchester corridor, it's just really expanding and growing. And we're excited.
In Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Developers say there is still one lot for sale on that corner. It sits between the properties being developed.
A woman accused of using a sob story to steal from people has been arrested. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Boyle County. Danville police say they arrested 22-year-old Juanica Coulter after a traffic stop this morning. Police say that they tell us Coulter has been going door to door asking for help and then stealing from the people trying to help her. She has been booked into the detention center on 2 warrants for theft. In Boone County, an historic business destroyed by fire could reopen as early as this weekend. The fire destroyed the Rabbit Hash General Store on Saturday. The Kentucky Enquirer reports the owner plans to reopen a temporary general store in an adjacent barn. The barn is scheduled to host a weekly music series, and the owners say it will go on too if they can get the proper permits for alcohol sales. And in Russell County, firefighters cleaning up after a house fire this afternoon. Dispatchers tell us the fire started about 12:30 on US 127 near Russell Springs Elementary School. No injuries were reported. Firefighters believe the cause may be a heater that was being used in the back part of the house, but investigators cannot get back into the house until the situation cools down.
New tonight, a Northern Kentucky Health Department is set to get its first needle exchange program. The Grant County Fiscal Court has agreed to have the program at the Williamstown Health Center. Health officials will exchange clean needles for contaminated ones. The program's start has not yet been announced. Grant County is just the 8th county in the state to approve a program.
Well, drive around and it doesn't take long to see that Lexington is growing in many places with new housing and commercial real estate. Our good question tonight is about 2 of those developments on high-profile roads. Bob of Lexington has our good question. What's being built at these 2 construction sites? The big field across the road from Costco and the former Thoroughbred Chevrolet property on Richmond Road. Well, Bob, for answers, I checked with the property valuation administrator and a real estate broker. The property across from Costco on Polo Club Boulevard at Man o' War is a 9-acre apartment complex described as luxury. There will be 264 units. The former Chevrolet dealership on Richmond Road, just outside of New Circle, will become a 38,000 square foot shopping center plus 3 freestanding businesses. This development totals about 7 acres, and construction on the building should start by sometime this summer. The dealership has been vacant for about 5 years. To submit a good question, send us an email to goodquestion@wkyt.com.
Senator Rand Paul has kicked off his series of town hall meetings. The senator will be in 18 cities over a 4-day period.
And new polls out today show that Donald Trump leading among GOP candidates. Bill Bryant takes a look at the polls and a bottom line.
Good evening. U.S. Senator Rand Paul, a Republican, started an extensive series of town hall meetings today that will take him to nearly 24 cities over the next several days as he begins his re-election campaign in earnest. Paul visited several counties along the Kentucky-Tennessee border. Tomorrow, he starts the day at the Dixie Cafe in Corbin before going on to several other stops, including Barberville and Somerset. Paul will be in Central Kentucky Friday and Saturday with a town hall meeting Saturday morning in Lexington. Paul has also agreed to help Governor Matt Bevin get a federal waiver for the Medicaid program that would let Kentucky design its own system. Paul expects to face Lexington Mayor Jim Gray in the November election. Gray is widely seen as the favorite in a crowded Democratic primary. Eastern Kentucky University inviting business leaders and supporters to show up tomorrow when they hold a day of advocacy in Frankfort. EKU hopes to tell its story to lawmakers and anybody who will listen about improvements in enrollment and graduation rates and some of its nationally ranked programs. Eastern and other higher education advocates are pushing back against Governor Bevin's proposed budget cuts. President Michael Benson and other presidents are seeking full restoration of funding. With the South Carolina Republican primary coming up Saturday, Donald Trump continues to lead in new polls out today. A public policy poll shows Trump at 35%, with Senators Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz tied for second at 18% each. It's the first poll taken since Saturday night's CBS News debate. A report out this afternoon indicates that half of Kentucky's children were not prepared for kindergarten last fall. The Kentucky Center for Education and Workforce Statistics revealed the numbers today. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
It's been a tradition for 50 years, but today there was a very special treat for people attending the governor's prayer breakfast.
Hundreds of people packed into the Frankfort Convention Center to pray with Governor Matt Bevin and keynote speaker Coach John Calipari. Governor Bevin says while some might consider events such as the prayer breakfast politically incorrect, it's important for Christians to stand up for their beliefs.
I challenge you, don't be apologetic for those, ever. Be bold. Be bold in what you know. Be bold in what drew you to be here today.
Coach Cal also spoke to the crowd. He says his values are reflected in his players' first approach.
Would I like to coach kids more than 1 year? Yeah. I mean, I'd like to have teams for 4 years and win every game and win every national title, and we'd all be happy. But I always say, you got to do what's best for these young people.
Coach Calipari went on to talk about the importance of prayer, saying it matters.
The search for a new president at Western Kentucky University is on. The university's Board of Regents has put together a committee to find a new president. Current President Gary Ransdell plans to retire in June of next year. The search committee will come up with a list of candidates. The full board will then pick a president. The board's chairman hopes to name a new president by March of 2017.